Hey, I don't know what you're doing, but listen to this old phone. Don't you love that? Too bad I'm gonna rip it apart to make it into art. But first, it's required. I must answer the phone. Hello? Hello? Anybody there? It's for you. They want to know if your refrigerator's running. All right, let's clean off like 70 years worth of grime on this phone. I don't know when this phone was made, but I'm gonna guess like, what, the 50s? So I expect this phone to be super dirty, but surprisingly, it is not. How are you so clean, phone? Surely the little handhold area is going to be dirty. Oh, yep, a little bit of dirt there. But way far less than I expected. Honestly, I don't even think I need to clean this cord, because if the rest of the phone is this clean, then this cord has to be pretty clean, right? Nope, I was wrong. That is disgusting. All right, so this cord is all screwed up and I wasn't sure how to fix it. So I tried like stretching it out and then I put it on this paintbrush and heated it up because it's just plastic, and that worked. So yeah, if you have any cords that need fixing on your rotary phones, now you know how to fix them. And I don't know if this phone is being welded together with the breath of every person that's spoken to it, but these little things on the one side don't want to come off. But this side did. And as I was taking it off, I remembered that spiders exist. And I didn't think to shake the phone. I don't know why now it's just occurring to me that this is the perfect home for generations of spiders. I mean, I just bought it off eBay. A whole apartment building worth of spiders could be in here. As far as I know, it stayed in a spider-infested shed for 50 years. So you'll see me shake it a couple times just to be sure. You never know. Anyways, so I gutted the handset. Now it's time to work on the base. And what is this wheel thing? Does that control the ringer? Does anybody know? Oh, look at me. I'm doing the spider check. And it peed on me. Great. Well, now that I've made the spiders thoroughly dizzy, I expect these screws to be crusted in there with like 70 years worth of spider poop. So I hit them with a hammer just to loosen them up, and that worked. Or maybe they were already loose, who can say? But it was at that time that I noticed that it says not for sale. Bell System property. That's peculiar. I'm pretty sure I bought it. How long is that legally binding? Am I breaking a law? Is Bell System property gonna come after me? I swear I found it. Ignore the fact that I just said it came from eBay. Anyway, so I opened it up and look at all the stuff in here. Did you know that all this stuff was in a phone? I sure as heck didn't, but I think it looks really cool. Honestly, I'm just buying time right now because it was at this point that I still didn't know what I was gonna do with this phone. I did know that I liked the way that all these wires looked. And as I was checking them out, I noticed, what is that fuzzball? Is that a spider egg? What was that? Seriously? Nope. I can't. I can't. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm just gonna suck it up with a vacuum. I'm not even gonna look at it. And then we're gonna move on. We're gonna ignore that happened. And I'm totally not thinking about a spider inside of that vacuum crawling out. Can they do that? Nah, they can't do that. Can they? Anyways, look at this dial. Is that not cool? I love it. And I also love these buttons. I play with them way too much. I mean, look at the mechanism in there. Things were just so much more mechanical back then. Now it's all digital and less interesting. Oh, do I sound old? I sound old, don't I? Dang kids nowadays. Yeah, anyways. So you know that I had to add lights to this one because look at how these buttons glow when you shove the lights into them. Oh my god, I love it. And look at it with the lights off. That's even cooler. I gotta put lights in this one. I mean, honestly, I was gonna do some sort of scene in the inside, but now I'm thinking like techno because look at these cool rainbow wires. They're so colorful. I love them. And I must incorporate them into this build because it would be a shame to get rid of them. You know what? Maybe I'll buy another phone and I'll do the little scene in that one. However, this one, it's got to be like techno-y. And anything that I put on the inside of this will just block all this coolness. Look at all this coolness. I don't think you can handle how cool this looks. Oh my god. And it's like old technology meets new tech. I love it. Okay, but I want to fish the lights into the hand set somehow. So that's why I made that hole. And I put the lights through it. And now I'm putting it through the hand hold thing. Is that called a hand set? Actually, I don't know. I might be calling it something completely wrong. Whoa! Yep, that's cool. But I need to have this hand set, for lack of a better word, sticking up a little bit. And then I'll glue it up with this epoxy sculpt, because it's super strong. And as long as I can hold it in the right spot while it dries, it should hold it for good. But as I was mixing the clay, I was like, you know, I could add a little bit of clay to the sides of this phone. That's not gonna block too much light. And what's my favorite thing to make out of clay? Octopies, octopoodles, octopuses. Octopussies? I don't know. But one's gonna hold the phone like it's on a phone call. Who do octopuses call? Do they call other octopuses? Or do they call mermaids? Because you know mermaids have the gossip. Did you see what Poseidon was wearing? No, he thinks he's all that and a potato chip. Is that a phrase? Did I just make that up? I think I made that up. He thinks he's all that and a can of Coke? That's not right either. I don't know what I'm going with. Anyways, look at that. We got octopus tentacles. And now I'm just painting them with a darker paint and then wiping it off. I know it seems counterintuitive, but now all the paint goes into all the little dents and crevices. Look at that, we're done. And hey, I know that this video is a little bit different than my normal content, but if you liked it, let me know. I'm always open to feedback, unless it's about me talking too much. Holy cow, look at it in the dark. I really like this one. I know it's simple and I didn't do much to it, but I think that's why I like it. I might end up saving this for my own collection. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, next up I have some bonus content, but this was filmed before I knew that I should be wearing gloves with epoxy sculpt. And then I developed an allergy, so always wear your gloves. Don't be like me. Okay, on with the video. If your art isn't cat butt quality checked, is it even art? Emily doesn't think so. So I guess she's just trying to help out. Anyways, I'm gonna- Emily, please move. Right, so I'm gonna put this epoxy sculpt from Aves on this canvas. After putting on my gloves, I'm gonna mix these two components together and then get out my aluminum foil because I'm gonna make a frame around this canvas. I've never done a frame around a painting. I mean, other than nailing some chunks of wood to the side. But that's boring and those don't count. I wanna do something cool. So what's something cool? Branches. Branches are cool, right? I mean, granted, you usually throw out branches when they fall into your yard, but that doesn't mean they're not cool. It just means that you don't want them in your yard. So to spruce up my branches, I'm going to use a safety solvent. It reduces drag on your tools, and I'm going to be dragging these tools a lot to make bark, but that's super tedious and you're probably really bored, so I'll speed through it. But hold on, look at this knot. It's a knotty branch. Get it? It's a knotty branch. Was that joke too sappy for you? You're right. It was a corny joke. All right, leave me alone. Tree puns are cool. Trust me, it's cool. And I'll just quickly show you how I did the other side. Pretty much the exact same way I did the first side. Only this time I got a little smarter. I sprayed it with some water. That way I could keep it moist. Ugh, okay, that's a terrible word. But I mean, like, what other word would I use in this situation? Dewy? Damp? Okay, actually damp works. Next time I'll use the word damp. So anyways, now I'm painting it black. Like my soul. And then I gave up trying to not hit the canvas, so I'm just gonna paint that too. Because I'm lazy. And taping it off sounded like a terrible idea. But knock on wood, I can still make it look good. With more paint, because paint fixes everything. Okay, maybe not everything, but like most things. Unfortunately for you, it doesn't fix my jokes. Anyways, I wasn't gonna leave this black. Actually, that could have been really awesome. Like the branches were charred in a fire. Ooh, and then I could have painted a fire in the middle. Dang it, next time I'll do that. Okay, now I flick some paint at it. Can't forget the ketchup. And of course the mustard. All right, I'm rooting for this painting. As for the middle, I'm kind of stumped. What would you like me to paint? I'm going out on a limb here and saying spirit animal? Maybe? I don't know. What do you think? Hey, remember this? Well, I'm actually finishing it. And this was my first idea. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. It's full of questionable design choices. I think I was going for an Alice in Wonderland feel, but it clearly got lost in translation. And what's with this house? How'd it get in the tree? Nobody will ever know, because I don't know. Maybe it was a tornado. Maybe it was built that way. Maybe you need to mind your business and not judge people where they put their houses. And don't even talk to me about the teapot. No, seriously, don't talk to me about it, because we're not talking about this embarrassment of a painting again. That's right, I'm painting over it. It never existed. Just wipe it from your memory. It never existed. Okay, new intro. Hey guys, welcome back. Remember when I made that tree branch frame? Well, I'm finally finishing it. And since I'm such an amazing artist who totally doesn't come up with terrible ideas and then paints over them, I mean, that's even just a weird thing to say because I don't do that. In fact, I'm using my very first awesome idea because I'm awesome. I mean, that wasn't supposed to be a question. I meant I'm awesome. Hey, how am I doing? Did you buy it? I mean, anyway, back to this painting. So I started off with background. Here's my background. And now I'm just painting a land octopus because that's something that exists. This land octopus looks like it's out grazing on its octopus farm. A lot of people don't know that land octopuses, or is it octopi? Octopice? Anyways, a lot of people don't know that they can stand up to 100 feet tall, thus making it difficult on octopus farmers to house them in their standard barns. So that makes land octopus farms pretty controversial. That's probably why you haven't heard of them. You see, Big Octopus has covered it up. I mean, where do you think the ink comes from for your pins? Also, you ever wonder where suction cups come from? That's right, octopus farms. I mean, don't Google it, because I'm here to expose the truth, and I would never lie about this. So no reason to Google anything that I'm saying. Anyways, they should be released back into the woods where they obviously came from. So if you agree, you should comment on this video. That way we can expose the land octopus industry. And there's no other motive for you to comment on this video. I mean, except to tell me if you like this painting. That would be nice. Look how cute this frame is. I picked it up at a thrift store for like $5. Let's just pick that cat hair off. And the family's cute, but I don't know any of these people, so let's make art out of it. Could you imagine if you just kept the pictures that come in frames? And when somebody comes over, you just make up a fake family? And you're like, yeah, that's my cousin Bobo and Auntie M. No, those aren't made up names. They aren't weird. You're weird for questioning my family. Get out of my house, you weirdo. Okay, but what a great way to keep people from visiting your house again. Always make them question your sanity. Because people who have their life all together scare me way more than people who don't. Who has their life all together? Not me. And if you do, you're either lying to yourself or you're way too good to talk to me. I'm going to be intimidated and you need to get out of my house because it's stressing me out. You amazingly put together human. Anyway, I should probably talk a little bit about what I'm doing here. So if you've noticed, I put an octopus on this frame. You see in my last octopus video, I'd mentioned putting an octopus on a piece of glass, and you super smart people suggested that I used a picture frame. And duh, I don't know why I didn't think of that. You all are obviously more put together than I am. So that's what I'm doing. Octopus on frame. But this gross felt is coming off anyways, so I'm just gonna help it along. Okay, so I have this super old epoxy. Does this stuff go bad because it's been sitting there for a while? Look, I don't know how to use epoxy very well, so hold off your judgment, you judgy people. McJudgersons. I'm just kidding. The people who are judging are the ones with their lives put together, and we already kicked those people out of my house, so it's just you and me now, hopefully. Unless I missed a few judgy people in the corner. In which case, what are you doing here? Anyways, just ignore them. So this thing took a lot more epoxy than I expected. By the end, I was mixing it in the big cup rather than the itty bitty tiny cups. But since I was doing it in layers, I decided to put some paint in to add some depth. Like these swirly marks. Although now it's kind of looking like a cloud octopus. I don't know. I think it's fine. I'm going with that sea debris that looks like clouds. Like I said, it's fine. I'm sure there's sea debris in the ocean that looks like clouds. The ocean's big. Anyways, one last coat of epoxy and I'm done, sort of. When I took off the back, I took off the hook, so I need to add something to hang this on the wall. There's something. Hopefully it'll hold. Let's test it. It feels pretty sturdy. I think it'll be fine. But what do you guys think? And what do you think, Emily? Hey, too close. Oh, by the way, it glows in the dark. Hey, guess what? I have another teapot, and I got it for $4.49 at Savers. There's nothing on the bottom. Let's do the spider check. Look, I don't know what happened to it between now and then. A whole spider family could have moved in. And here we go. Oh, thank God it's empty. And it has really weird staining on the side. It doesn't smell like tobacco, but I think it's tobacco. Gross. Okay, so remember how I'm really into octopuses? I don't know. Maybe you've seen those videos. Well, I'm making a teapot octopus. Okay, so in my mind, octopuses guard treasure. Or is that dragons? They're pretty much the same thing, right? Octopuses are the dragons of the sea. Or maybe that's krakens. Anyways, so I'm sticking a bunch of treasure on the side of this teapot. Okay, it's more like trash, but it's like stuff that octopuses would like. Because honestly, what is an octopus gonna do with real treasure? Spend it? On what? Shoes? Anywho, speaking of octopods, octopodres, here I'm just making her legs. and giving each one a nice fleshy coat, and then attaching them to the top of my teapot. Ooh, look at this one. I'm putting it through the handle. Yeah, it's a handle leg. Anyways, I attached all the rest. And I counted this time. There are 8. There are 8 legs, 8 arms, tentacles, appendages, whatever. There are 8 of them. And look, our octopus is pouring herself a cup of tea. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's add some eyes. So I got my eye box out and picked out 2 eyes and then jammed them inside her head. It probably didn't hurt. Time for the suction cups. Okay, now that our octopus fully sucks, I added all these little dots for some reason. I don't know. Sometimes I just make weird choices. I sort of regret it, but it's fine. Then I painted the whole thing blue. And I had this foil that I thought would look good because it kind of looks like water, but you know, maybe this was another questionable design choice. So then I thought sparkles, because sparkles and bacon are the only 2 things in this world that nobody can argue with. And I was fresh out of bacon. And then I accidentally broke my teapot. I mean the octopus's teapot, not the teapot octopus. So I tried gluing it back on, but that just didn't work. So I just used some leftover clay to attach it back on. But it kept falling, so here's my attempt at holding it up while it hardened. Then I gave up and just shoved some gloves in there. You know, sometimes the best solution is the most simple. Okay, obviously our octopus is not sparkly enough, so I'm adding some gold to her. And hey, get off my brush. Man, this stuff is clingy. Hey, look, it's a new technique. I just fling it at the teapot and hope it sticks. And here I am just painting the suction cups. And what's that? You don't remember me painting those dots white? Yeah, that's weird because there they are. They're white. Moving on. So I think the one thing that this teapot is missing is seaweed because we're underwater and there's seaweed underwater. Does it make sense that our octopus is pouring itself a cup of tea underwater? No, it does not. But we're going to look past that. It's fine. You know what? If SpongeBob can do it, I can do it. And SpongeBob has like whole fire underwater, okay? Make that make sense. Anyway, so here's the end product. What do you guys think? I think it pulled together pretty well, even though I ran into a few issues.